Look his face.
Yeah.
He's dangerous.
He's special.
You can like.
The guy is special. Everything that could possibly be special about this guy is special. A guy like this is the type of guy that you love to watch and follow. The most special guy that I've ever come across.
Hello and welcome back to the Patrick McCorry Sports Show, presented by Headrush. Today we have UFC Middleweight Joseph Holmes. How are you, man?
I'm doing well. Just up here at the gym. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. So let's go to before your fight in this last weekend to the beginning of your career. Was there a specific fight or fighter that made you get into MMA, or were you always just an athlete?
Yeah, I mean, I was always an athlete, just playing football in college and stuff. And then once I stopped playing football in college, I just was looking for somewhere to still exert my energy and like my competitive spirit. So I ended up just meeting a guy, just hanging out on the streets, just met a guy. He had a shirt on that said SFS MMA. Asked him a few questions about it, and he directed me to my home gym where I've been ever since. That was back in like 2014. So that kind of just started me off, and I did some jiu-jitsu competitions and fell in love with it.
And is this gym where you got your nickname?
No, my nickname is from a group that I created when I was in college called Ugly Man Gang. And it was just how we expressed ourselves at the time, just talking smack to each other and, you know, calling each other ugly and things like that. And you would just kind of like bark back with your own type of rebuttal.
And the mustache, right? It's an awesome mustache. How much effort goes into it to make it look so perfect every single day?
If I had to put it on a scale of 1 to 5, it probably takes like 4.5 effort to actually get it as great as it has looked on the UFC. Like right now, I haven't done anything to it, so it's kind of just whatever. But yeah, I put a little effort into it. I have some brands called Modern Image, styling paste, and a couple different type of pastes and gels I use. So.
Yeah, it's a great mustache. I was talking to a few people on Twitter about it. I'm thinking your mustache must be the best in the UFC.
I certainly hope so, you know, or up there, but I just like to try and be creative with my look.
Yeah.
I obviously don't look like anyone else, so I just like to leave a statement, I guess.
And you were on the Contender Series. You didn't get a contract, but then you got on the Looking for a Fight show, and that's where you earned your contract. Do you feel like there's any added pressure when you go into the cage? It's like, hey, that's the Looking for a Fight guy, or do you not feel any of that?
No, I guess I don't feel any of that. No, I didn't. I've had a few people mention that, though. You know, I saw you on Contender and you didn't get a contract. Saw you on Looking for a Fight, and I just figured that was just part of my process. You know, like I really don't really look at it like, you know, I went and didn't get a shot, you know, because I got a shot. Like, and even after my Contender fight, when I didn't get the contract, my management told me, and Dana told me personally, like, you go win that fight, you got your contract, you know? So It wasn't like it was up in the air. I was very aware of having to, you know, cross these certain obstacles. I just didn't show enough. I didn't, you know, it takes two to tango, you know what I mean? And when you have an opponent that's being timid and not really, you know, going for it, it's hard for you to kind of shine in that situation also.
So when you were fighting the fight after the Contender Series, right? Dana was in the audience, and it must have been a lot of cameras. Did you know, okay, I'm just gonna get my job done and I have the UFC contract, or?
Yeah, that whole fight, I was kind of just telling myself, like, just go and do what you do, and you're gonna get a contract. Like, even if I had went to decision and won like a unanimous decision or something, I still would have got my contract. Like,
yeah,
he told me all I needed to do was go and win. So in my eyes, like, I already go and win, and it's just like my way of winning that I finish fights. Like, it's not like added pressure for me to like, oh crap, I got to finish this guy. Like, no, like my way to win is like I'm trying to hurt a guy and then I'm trying to put him away. You know, I'm not really like a point fighter style guy. So yeah, no, I knew if I got the win, then I was going to get a contract for sure. So it wasn't even like something I was thinking about. It was just, I got to win, period. I got to win this fight.
And your UFC debut, you know, it didn't necessarily go your way. What did you take away from that fight in preparation and then set you up for your fight this past weekend?
My debut with Jamie Pickett, man, that taught me a lot, dude. Just like the level of confidence I have to have in myself it has to go beyond my preparation. Like I have to not only know I prepared enough, but I also have to be ready to show that the entire fight for 15 minutes long or 25 minutes long. Like even if I'm dead tired in there, I still have to be confident that I'm not, and yeah, he just taught me a lot, like his experience. Like I got to see the way he carries himself because I heard him a couple times, but literally seconds after I heard Jamie Pickett in my debut, I forgot I heard him instantly because he didn't show it. He just I would hear him wince and then it would just go away. He would just have a straight poker face, and I was like, wow, man, I should have did that too, but even though I was getting like busted up, I had a huge scratch on my face, I'm still landing shots and still in the fight, but I looked, terrible. I looked like super exhausted, and granted I was super exhausted, but I'm sure he was super tired too. He just didn't show it. So yeah, I took a lot from what he did for me. I'm super grateful to have that fight with him. And yeah, he definitely made me who I am right now in this past fight.
And this past fight, was that as perfect as it could have gone for you, do you think?
Heck no, I could have got that bonus.
You didn't get bonus?
But for some reason,
bonus?
No, man, I didn't get the bonus. For some reason, like Chase Hooper got the bonus over me. He was just in a grappling match. I don't understand that at all. And I mean, Chidi had a nice knockout, but like he wasn't even dominating the whole time. He wasn't even winning the whole fight. Both guys, they had their fights were like longer than like mine. And I just cleaned my guy's clock. And yeah, I didn't even get a bonus. I don't understand that.
And the knee, was that something you saw in your preparation? Like, oh, he dips his head down, I'm going to pop up a knee when I can? Or was it just spur of the moment?
No, well, I mean, my coach called for it. And then Martinez was on the card as well. I told Martinez the day before I liked his knees, that I was going to steal those from him. All camp long, with Krause, I had been working that knee into my game. It's one of his like staple knees he throws, and a lot of the guys from our camp throw that knee. And no, man, I just felt it. Plus, I had the height advantage, so I knew my knee would be able to reach him at any point if I threw it. So no, man, it was just great timing, and I just so happened to hear my coach ask for it and threw it right when he asked for it, and it just worked out. It was awesome.
And what's it like working with James Krause and then going back to your home gym?
It's amazing because James just gives me all this experience, and I come back to my home gym and I just share it all with the team. They're always looking at me like, "Oh, what'd you learn? What'd you work on this week? What'd you learn?" So I always just bring it all back home. And James is just the idea of what I want to become in this. Like, so any chance I can spend some time with James, I take it, man. And I feel like it's really helped me mature in this sport, and it's helped my game mature tremendously as well.
And at Glory, right, they seem to be a rising gym. They have tons of talent. Do you have a guy that you like to work with the most, in sparring or anything?
I love to work with Julian any chance I get. Julian Marquez. He has a fight coming up here in Austin coming up, I think next week. And he's probably one of my favorite people to try and train with. But I work with Zach Cummings a good amount too, and Zach's super nice and helpful. He feels a little bit more like available than Julian does, but I think it's because he hasn't fought in a while. So, but no, I love when I can work with Julian. I try and work with him as much as I can, but he has, he's there all the time, so he has just people he always works with and stuff. But he'll make time for me here and there.
And obviously your fight lasted I believe it was a minute. So how soon do you want to get back in there?
I told them I'd be willing to get in there early or mid-July, but if it can't be if it has to be August or something, I can't really fight till September or so. So I got a little trip coming up at the end of July. So it would have to be something like that, either early mid-July or September.
Well, there's the Dallas card coming up, right? I believe you mentioned that as a possible.
Yeah, but when is it? I think when is that card? Do you know?
Is that I think that's UFC 277. I think that's end of July. I think it's like the 30th of July or something.
Yeah, no, that can't work for me.
Yeah.
I wish, but no, I can't.
Or maybe they'll go later in the year, right? And obviously the fact that they're going to Austin is big, so maybe they're opening up to more Houston cards, or not Houston, Texas cards.
Yeah, no, I would love that they come to Texas more. Last time I remember them coming to Texas was Tyron Woodley and Darren Till.
They came for UFC 272, no? For Whitaker Adesanya too. Were they in Dallas though? I don't think. No, they were in Houston. They're in Houston.
Gotcha. Yeah, I meant to say Dallas. Like, last time I remember them coming to Dallas was then. I don't know if they've been here since.
Now, I have a little thing on my show, and it's not necessarily about fighting. Some questions have to do with fighting, but it's like short answers and short questions, about you personally to help the fans get to know you a little more.
Sure.
So, do you have a favorite movie that you can just watch endlessly?
Probably I Am Legend. I've seen it 100 times.
Do you have a favorite TV show, like on Netflix or on any platform?
Yeah, Ozarks.
Ozark?
Oh, yeah.
Do you have a favorite song? Or would that be your walkout song? Or do you have a different song?
Yeah, I'm the Man for Sure by 50 Cent. That's my jam, man.
Do you have a meal that you like when you're in training camp so you have to diet? Do you have a meal that you'll always like, oh, yes, it's that day, I get to have that?
It'd probably be the salmon and Brussels sprouts my girl makes. Like, that's kind of like my favorite when I'm cutting weight.
And when you're not cutting weight and you don't have to diet, do you have a favorite snack or meal?
No, because I kind of just love everything at this time. Like last night we went to this place called Monkey King. It's just like a dumpling and noodle spot.
Mm-hmm.
And we ended up getting like soup dumplings, pork dumplings, these little chicken tender things, right? And then like we left there. My girl wanted to go get a drink from somewhere, so we go to this other bar. She got a drink, and then we ended up going to this place called Serious Pizza and got like this gigantic pizza before we went home. So we come home, we have like all these different foods from like these different places. No, I love food, dude.
Do you like the Paddy Pimblett diet? I don't know if you've seen, but he just eats everything.
Yeah, I mean, like I'm kind of like that, but I keep training too, so I don't really like blow up. I get bigger, but like I don't like blow up like that. That's insane.
So what do you weigh outside of fighting then? Like when you're not have to cut?
About anywhere from like 205 to 215.
Mm-hmm. So would you say your cut is tough then, or is it just routine for you?
No, it's pretty routine. As soon as I get a camp, I'll just drop down about 205, and that's 20 pounds out. And then just work 10 pounds off by the week of the fight, and just work on 10 pounds fight week. It's actually pretty easy.
And on fight week, do you have like a way of cutting the weight? We see a lot of guys doing the sauna and water weight, or what's your method?
Yeah, I just drink a lot of water I'll drink about 1.5 gallons 2 weeks before the fight. And then I'll cut out carbs and salt. So then every day or most days I'll be running most of my weight off. So I'll just like run or work out like on a bike or something in a sauna room, just work out really hard to work most of my calories out, and then get down to about 10 pounds leading into the fight week when I leave for Vegas. So I was 195 when I got to Vegas Tuesday before my fight. Mm-hmm. So that is also with like a lot of water in me, because I'm drinking about 1.5 gallons every day. So that week I would just cut down how much I'm eating, because I don't want to work out anymore. And I'll cut down how much I'm drinking as well. I'll go down to about 0.5 gallon or, like 3/4 of a gallon every day. And then that'll get me down to about 7 pounds out by Thursday. So then Thursday night, I go to the sauna, hit it pretty hard. I'll lose about 3 to 4 pounds, something like that. And then you'll sleep about a pound or two off that night. So then I woke up 2 pounds off of weight the morning of weigh-ins, and I just went to the sauna and lost 2 pounds, no problem.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a favorite part of fight week? Obviously, you've gone through 2 UFC fight weeks. Do you have a favorite thing that you like to do around the hotels or anything?
No, man, actually, I just lounged around with my girl the whole time. I just literally just sat on the couch. We watched Love, Death, and Robots on Netflix and literally just did not move off that couch because it was more – fight week is more like relaxation for me because I worked so hard like the weeks before, like running and cardio and all this different stuff. So just recovered my body all fight week, just not doing as much as I could possibly do, and just kicked it with my girl.
And for you, do you enjoy the UFC media, doing the media days and all the interviews, or do you feel like, oh, that's just part of the job, do as little as possible?
No, I love that stuff. Yeah, I try and do as much media as possible. I actually got like I think I have 5 or 6 interviews today
Okay.
that we've already booked. So yeah, so no, I actually love doing that stuff. I love getting my name out there. This is a dream come true for me, and I'm just trying to enjoy every second of it and not take it for granted, just to really just be present during all these opportunities. No, I love it.
And now that's it. That's all I have planned to ask you. Do you have anything you'd like to shout out, like your social medias or anything?
Yeah, you can find me on all social media outlets at Ugly Man Joe. On Twitter, I'm Ugly Man Joe Gaming. I just got a new sponsor, Road Run, CMO, out there at the Cereal Bar in Arlington. So shout out to them. Go check them out if you get a chance to try something new. It's an awesome cereal bar. I haven't seen anything like it. So yeah, that's about it. Shout out to my coaches, Anthony Salangsang at SFS MMA and James Krause at Glory MMA. And then shout out Meridian Sports Management Agency. You guys rock. And thank you for your time, Patrick.
Thank you so much for your time, Joseph.